All right, Frank writes, "Hi guys, I was wondering why you think people want Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice to fail miserably. It seems like for all the hype behind the film, there is equal negativity. My thought is that people just don't like Zack Snyder, and it's cool at the moment to nitpick/criticize DC. Love the show. Cheers."
This is nuts. I mean, in general, because here's the thing. Like Mark and I were just on Movie Fights last week, and this topic came up as far as the trailer and how it would be. I have never seen such a debate in both the comments section and just the way that the video was titled about. It's amazing how hardcore that the two audiences are, and I just don't understand. And I think we've talked about this many times. Both DC and Marvel are rooting for each other to do well. They need each other to do well. Now, as far as the fans go and why, now I was not thrilled, not by the last trailer, but the trailer before that, when they revealed everything. I just thought there was bad marketing along the line. It doesn't mean I hate DC. It means I didn't like the particular movie. And now, I've also said that I don't think Zack Snyder is the best in regards to acting, and he's sometimes a lot more style than he is substance. However, I might be the only person on this panel that really enjoyed Man of Steel.
I liked it, I didn't love it.
I really enjoyed it. I like it the more and more I watch it. But I also can acknowledge that there's certain things that Zack Snyder doesn't do as well as other directors. Now, that being said, there's a reason Ben Affleck was brought onto this movie. And I think that people are actually, because of that last trailer, are coming more on the side of this movie being a good movie and being positive. And I also think that sometimes Marvel fans will play, because DC fans right now have like the one movie, Man of Steel, that did pretty good, but they don't have anything else because nothing has come out yet. So a lot of times the Marvel fans and other people just like to poke the bear. Yeah. And because if you say one thing, you can right now, and I guarantee it's probably happening in the comments, you guys are probably, DC sucks, you're fat, and you have to go nuts. And honestly, it's part of this that I love the passion behind it. That's why these movies are doing so well. That's why we have these DC fans and these Marvel fans who are so passionate about Batman and Superman and say, we're going to take over, screw you, Marvel. Let's be your friends on the same page, but it's good. It's like WCW versus WWF back in the day. It is all good. And I think that in regards to why we are hating it, I don't think it's the case. I'm certainly not hating it. I'm trying to be realistic in certain aspects. But how do you feel?
Yeah, I think also just Batman v Superman has such high expectations, and so some people are going to be really gunning for it to do well, and some people who maybe aren't fans of either Zack Snyder's work or maybe they weren't fans of Man of Steel are ready to hate it. I think it's one of those things where it's kind of more confirmation bias, where people want to believe what they want to believe. Because like last Friday, we talked about the possible rumors of Batman v Superman not testing well. Right. People went nuts.
Oh, they hated us talking about it.
Hated us talking about it, and they're like, that source, HitFix, they're crap, blah, blah. However, when that rumor came out about the WB execs giving it a standing ovation, which came from like a random source,
then they loved it.
They loved it. You got to pick and choose. So I think whatever people want to believe is what they're gonna think.
But that's why I go back to the passion, because it's a matter of when you have this DC cinematic universe that is coming out now, and I understandably, the fans of DC and comic book fans, they want this movie and this franchise to survive and to do well and to be putting up a fight against Marvel, and that's why they want this movie to do well, Batman v Superman. They want Suicide Squad and so someone said it just seems like people they don't want the negativity to be like, oh, you just think it's going to fail because it's going to fail, and I appreciate that. It's just amazing how much it's happening. But Clark, how do you feel about it?
Well, I don't know anything about the DC fans' passion for
because
this.
You love Man of Steel, right?
It's so funny too, because it's not like I was like, this effing sucks and blah blah blah. It just was like, I don't like this. But
was it fire?
It was fire. Yeah. It was fire. So me talking about this at all isn't kicking the hornet's nest. But what I will say is, for those of you still listening and not setting your computers on fire, I think the criticism, when you look at the trailers for Batman vs. Superman comes down to, I agree. I did not like the, not this last trailer. I really loved this last trailer.
It was great.
It was great.
That's the movie they sold us when they said the movie was coming out.
And this is the thing, like, why did it take so long for us to get that trailer?
Yeah.
It's just confusing to me. Based on what we saw in the last trailer, the second to last trailer, though, I think that kind of gave it's the first look into these things. Like you guys were saying, we've had one of these movies, and so fans are obviously going to overanalyze and hang on to, you know, the little nuggets that they get because there's only been one film. I will say that my biggest reservation with this concept is too much too fast. The idea of so many characters that are allegedly going to be making appearances or be involved. You know, we do only have that one Man of Steel movie, so we're jumping right into something else. You look like you want to say something.
I'm on the other side of that.
Okay.
Just because I think that, to me, it's at this point, like, you kind of have to. That's kind of, if you're on this.
Do you?
Yeah, you kind of have to, I think, because if the Man of Steel, you launched your biggest character in Superman. Now, you could have announced a Batman movie, you know, and done that first, announced Ben Affleck as Batman, done a Batman movie, then let those two things happen kind of on their own, and then set up Batman v Superman later. But it's like, you can set up everybody in this big movie. It's going to be huge. It's coming out in March, where it's going to own March, and it's going to come out there, and then you can play into Wonder Woman, then you can play into Suicide Squad, and you're introducing the cinematic universe in a kind of fun and creative way.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not necessarily talking about Batman and Superman in the same movie being
You're talking about everybody in there.
That's what I'm
I know. That's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying. But that's what I'm saying as well, too, because by doing that, I don't think that it's going to overwhelm the movie. I think it's going to focus primarily on Batman and Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I think by placing Wonder Woman in there and then giving shout outs to, you know, you have, there's Aquaman lives in this universe, and whoever else they play into this, it's going to let you know these are the characters you're going to continue to see in our universe. Hope you enjoy them, because here they come. I think it's a good way to do it. I agree that if it starts to become like a side story where Wonder Woman is an hour of the movie and Aquaman is another half an hour of the movie, then that's going to weigh it down. But I don't think that's the case.
No, I'll argue with you, though.
All right.
Batman is their biggest character. Superman is not their biggest character.
I said one of the biggest characters.
Okay, I say Batman is the end-all, be-all
and that's
of the DC
that's my
universe.
point as far as why they're bringing him in to the second one, because you got Batman, you have Superman.
Well, they could have done a Batman solo movie.
That's what I'm saying. They could have done that, but then you have to wait again for Superman. You got to wait. It's like now let's just put them all together. Then they can do, because if this movie hits, or when this movie hits, and they're going to put out the standalone Batman movie, that now you've introduced Ben Affleck in Batman, because let's say you didn't have all the confidence in the world of him as Batman, how the fans were going to react to him, but then they really love him in Batman v Superman. Then, let's go on with that trilogy, and Ben Affleck, the director of The Town and Argo, is directing your Batman movies. I think that it's a smart movie.
I'm super excited for that.
That
movie
is a movie that I want to see. But real fast, I do want to say the second thing that I would argue that would give people pause about what they've seen so far is exactly what you guys are talking about. Parts of what we've seen look super strong, right? So like Ben Affleck as Batman looks amazing. That looks great. What we've seen from Wonder Woman, fans are generally very excited about what we've seen there. But then you have the other parts that we've been introduced to, like perhaps Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor,
I
which
wasn't a fan.
This is not working for me. And it's not because he's doing something different. It's because I don't like what he's doing. Just from what I've seen, who knows? Because that same report that y'all were citing, the Drew at HitFix report, said that Jesse Eisenberg is the best part of the whole movie.
Right.
So maybe we will be surprised. Maybe the trailers are just misleading. But I think what you're getting at, the hesitation for the overall film, based on what we've seen so far, is that having an awesome Batman character and performance in Batman versus Superman does not a good movie make.
Right.
That's one part in the whole. So for me, as an audience member, those are the things that are giving me pause.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll see. I mean, the movie is going to be upon us pretty soon.
I'm still super excited to see the movie,
Me
and
too.
I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I just, I like all the big movies. You kind of want to lower your expectations sometimes
Definitely.
because sometimes it's just too much.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.